Hi, this is Josh Marshall from TPM Media. It's Wednesday, June 25th, 2008. As you may know, TPM played a role in breaking last year's U.S. Attorney's firing story, particularly the reporting of Paul Keel and Justin Rood, both now former reporter bloggers from TPM Muckraker. So the story led to a lot of bad press for the Bush administration and eventually the resignation of Alberto Gonzales, but it's important to realize how, in key respects, the Bush administration was basically able to skate on that scandal. The cover-up, for all the damage that took place, the cover-up was basically successful, especially when it came to the role of higher-ups at the White House directing the firings of these U.S. attorneys. Because of that, those of us who follow the story closely have been eagerly awaiting the report of Justice Department Inspector General Glenn Fine, who's been looking at this entire range of scandals, not just the firing of the U.S. attorneys, but associated instances of alleged politicization of how the Justice Department works. He's been at work on these reports since last year, and yesterday he came forward with his first installment. Fine's initial report focused on a relatively narrow part of the Justice Department scandals. It has to do with the politicization of what's called the DOJ Honors Program. This is a program that brings in young lawyers. It's very prestigious. Basically, it's a program it's a great honor, but it also grooms lawyers for bigger and better things at the highest levels of the Justice Department and federal law enforcement. So let's quickly run through the key findings of Fine's report. Fine found that Justice Department officials systematically categorized the applications for this program by political ideology, Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives, and then deselected by a disproportionate margin, deselected the liberals and Democrats, so they were hiring overwhelmingly bona fide, hardcore conservatives. The second key point, Fine's investigation found that two Justice Department officials, Michael Elston and Esther McDonald, not only broke Justice Department policy, but broke federal law in the way they oversaw and administered this honors program. Now, as I said earlier, this is a relatively small part of the overall Justice Department scandals from last year, perhaps one that you haven't even heard of before, but it's an ominous sign for those involved in the actual firing of those U.S. attorneys. There was a lot of question whether Fine would pull his punches in this investigation, and his office was very tight-lipped, so not a lot of leaks or information came out about the progress of the investigation, what he was finding, or how aggressive he was being in the investigation. But in this initial report, he did not pull his punches. Again, he was very direct on saying that these two Justice Department officials had not only done something untoward, done something that violated Justice Department policy, but had actually broken the law. So, if for those people, again, who were involved in the actual firings, this report looks fairly ominous for what Fine will say about them. We will obviously continue to follow this story closely, and we'll be bringing you more soon. I'm Josh Marshall from TPM Media, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.